Africa's oldest liberation movement, the African National Congress, is celebrating its 106th anniversary. Its newly elected president, Cyril Ramaphosa, says the party is renewing itself after a brutal leadership change. In December, the party held its elective conference where Ramaphosa was voted in. He replaced Jacob Zuma, who has been accused of corruption. Joining us live from Johannesburg is South African radio host Gugulethu Mhlungu. She joins us now. Let's just begin with, what do you make of ANC's leader Ramaphosa's speech?
So the Jan 8 statement is very important because more than just the ANC president's statement, it's the statement from the National Executive Committee, otherwise known as the NEC. And the NEC is the highest decision-making body within the African National Congress. So it wasn't just Ramaphosa's speech, it was also the speech of the leadership of the ANC. And from what we've heard between the elective conference, which took place in the middle of December, and this afternoon at the Jan 8 statement in East London in the Eastern Cape, there's a very strong message about healing the divisions and factions within the party, so unity being a very strong theme coming through in that speech. Another one about delivering on some of the promises and the policies of the ANC, one of the big criticisms of the party over the last 2 decades, and certainly in the last couple of years, as we saw with protests relating to free higher education, has been the party has some really great policies that have been taken as resolutions within the party, but haven't been made living policies through implementation. So another strong focus of the speech was about how the party is committing itself to serving the public, the people that make the party, but also the people who are expecting that the governing party deliver. Another strong focus was about redeeming itself, revival, renewal, words about putting the party back to the stature that it was under the leadership of former leaders like Nelson Mandela. And Mandela is going to be a very important figure this year because it is his centenary. He was born in 1918, and one of the big focuses of the speech as well has been, because it is the year of Nelson Mandela, the African National Congress, through the leadership of Cyril Ramaphosa, will be committing itself to being the party of Nelson Mandela and holding his values of non-sexism, non-racialism, creating a society that has equality and opportunity for all. So a very strong speech coming from the National Executive Committee, and of course from Cyril Ramaphosa, promising to renew not just the society at large, but the party itself, which I imagine actually will be the tougher job for Ramaphosa and the new leadership.
And just quickly, Gugulethu, was it surprising that Ramaphosa spoke a lot about corruption but didn't mention President Zuma? And I mean, at the moment, Cyril Ramaphosa needs to play his cards very carefully. He is the leader of the governing party, which means he has political power, but he's not yet head of state. The ANC expects that they will have an overwhelming majority when we go to the national elections in 2019. But until then, he needs to be very careful with how he approaches the matter of corruption, and insofar as it involves his current boss in the state, President Jacob Zuma. He did mention, though, that the party recognizes and appreciates that the president has finally convened the Commission of Inquiry, which is going to further investigate those allegations against the president's son, and an alleged corrupt and collusive relationship between them and the Gupta family and the looting of state-owned entities. So speaking very strongly about the kind of work that needs to be done to root out corruption, particularly in the state-owned entities, which are in really big trouble, many of them not even solvent at the moment, but being very careful not to name names, because that would be perhaps overplaying his hand when he only has political power and not state power yet. Very much a balancing act. Thanks so much for that. That's South African radio host Gugulethu Mhlungu live from Johannesburg.